almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the days come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's past, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuervo to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Yeah! It's Friday, bitches! Enjoy yourselves. Doc's in the studio. How are you?
What is up, bitches?
What in the butt? Doc's here. How are you?
I am great. The bronze god and the plus-size dad bod is sitting in the seat today.
Look at this man. Always got himself a little bit of a rhyme
I'm
to pass the time.
I am working to the point where you don't need a race report, just 10 minutes of one-liners from Doc.
We got some of those. Doc's Racing Report later on this morning. We'll get to that just after 8 o'clock. A Friday edition of Bad News, Happy Music. No Jean. She's in Madison doing school stuff with her daughter. So you're stuck with these two guys.
Any word? Did she rearrange?
No.
Did she rearrange the kids'
I don't know.
Already?
I'll get the full lowdown on Monday about the walls. She was very concerned about the walls. I said, don't they have some kind of 360-degree view of the room on the website? I mean, it is 2025. You'd think that a major school like UW, Big Ten school, would have something like that on their website. But Jean was very concerned about the wall situation in the dorm room because they got to get some kind of rack to put stuff on. I don't know.
You should get her version, then get her kids' version.
Yeah, we'll see. But lots of other stuff to get to this morning. Obviously, if you want to be a part of the program, get to rockmornings.com for all of our contact info. You can also download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app if you want to submit videos and pictures and voicemails. We got text from Tom and Chad. I think these two guys work together, if I'm not mistaken. But Tom said, you want to play some Water's Edge by Seven Marys 3. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Tom. Chad wants to hear some Sammy Hagar. So I'll try to get to both of those. No promises this morning. Got lots of stuff to get to. So.
Yeah, you get on that app. You can do a voicemail. You got that little microphone on the bottom.
Yep.
You can send a text. Whatever, send pictures or anything. Just get on either one of those apps and send them to us.
Yes. Get in touch with us this morning, and let's have a good Friday. Let's get going with some Lincoln Park in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Jean. She is in Madison for some college stuff. So Doc is sitting in the studio this morning.
What's up?
With his big, scraggly beard.
Yeah. I got done showering. I opened up the medicine cabinet and forgot that I was out of shaving cream. So I have an event I have to attend right after I get done here. So I got to run home and shave and get to that event. So that's all right. It's I'm going to a funeral.
You don't have a electric razor?
I don't. I haven't had an electric razor for years because my kids, when they were like in their early teens, thought, "Well, this is really cool," and burn that sumbitch up. So
right.
I just haven't gone out and bought a new one.
Part of an upgrade at the La Crosse Public Library means that the computer lab at the main branch will be closed the 11th through the 13th, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. The lab moving to the main hall on the first floor near the children's and family section of the library. That's where they'll remain through phase one of the renovation of the library, which finishes in January of next year. Staff still able to help people out with devices and finding alternative services. But during the 3-day period, the North Community Library on Kane Street does have an open computer lab during its regular hours. So if you're looking for computer help Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week in La Crosse Public Library, you're going to have to go to the North Branch for that. Governor Tony Evers signing Executive Order number 271 yesterday, ordering the flags of the United States and the state of Wisconsin to be flown at half-staff across the state from sunrise until sunset on Saturday, August 9th. That's tomorrow. In honor of U.S. Army Air Force Private Herbert E. McLaughlin, who lost his life during World War II at Hickman Field following the attack on Pearl Harbor. In 2019, the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency exhumed Private McLaughlin's remains for identification, and he was accounted for in December of 2024. He will now be brought home and laid to rest in his hometown of Shawano. Governor Evers said in a statement, quote, Private McLaughlin gave his life defending the values and freedoms we hold most dear, and on behalf of the state, we are forever grateful for his service, selflessness, and sacrifice. It is our responsibility to make sure every hero receives the recognition they deserve, and it is an honor to be able to help welcome Private McLaughlin back to his home to be laid to rest. So
that is cool. That is very awesome.
Wondering tomorrow why the flags are at half staff, and I see people post about that on social media quite a lot, that'll be why. The Wisconsin Humane Society is dealing with overcrowding conditions after a large intake of animals. Probably has a lot to do with either the flooding in Texas. I know a lot of animals end up coming up here from Texas.
Yep.
Maybe some of the other really bad weather situations we've had in the country. Maybe some of the wildfires that we've had.
Is that all over the state or just in our area in general?
It's the State Humane Society.
Okay.
The WHS in urgent need of foster parents, especially cats and kittens. And in addition to the plea for foster parents, they're also running adoption specials. Obviously, if you've got the time and the effort and the care, you can adopt or foster animals from the Wisconsin Humane Society. 100 cats and kittens came in Tuesday this week as surrenders or strays, currently caring for 1,500 animals,
Holy cow.
including nearly 1,100 felines, which is about 250 more cats in care on a daily basis than compared to last year. Kennel space is very tight, had to set up temporary accommodations in some unconventional spaces at some of their campuses. To become a WHS foster home, all you got to do is watch an online orientation video, fill out an application on the website, and WHS will get back to you as soon as possible with the next step. So if you've got some love in your heart and some room in your home, and you want to foster a cat or any animal for that matter, then get in touch with the Wisconsin Humane Society.
And you can even donate stuff. I mean, if you're not going to be able to adopt, donate stuff. Donate blankets and food and stuff that they need there to take care of those animals.
Yeah, don't need a lot of space in your home. You can foster if you have children. You can you can select the animal that you want to bring home from the list of those that are in need of foster care, and you can become a foster parent if you already have pets. It obviously all depends on the animal you're looking to bring home. But if you're looking for more information, find the Wisconsin Humane Society online. They are looking for foster parents right now. Prosecutors in West Salem say that a couple facing multiple felony charges related to abuse of their children are due back in court sometime later this afternoon. Kevin and Shayna Arndt appearing in court, La Crosse County Circuit Court on Wednesday for a bond hearing. Prosecutors providing some more details to the courts on what led to their arrests and charges. July 26th, one of the children in the home taken to a local clinic with blurry vision and pain. The pair told the medical staff that the injuries were connected to an accident at the pool the day before. The child eventually sent to Mayo Clinic in Rochester, where the child stayed for until the following Thursday, so for almost an entire week.
Holy cow.
Doctors there determined that the injuries were caused by strangulation, said Assistant District Attorney Julie Nelson. Interviews with the couple's other children, they told investigators that her injuries were caused by Kevin Arndt. She said that he dragged her by the ear, then put pressure on her neck. The child also said that Shayna, the mom, witnessed the incident but didn't tell medical staff about the true nature of the injuries. The child said she was also told to lie and that the injuries happened at a pool. The city district attorney there, Nelson, said that the abuse happened, the three children said, because one child hadn't finished their chores. Based on the seriousness of the charges, Nelson asking for a $15,000 cash bond for Kevin Arndt. The judge there, Scott Horn, set bond for $5,000 cash. Shayna received a $5,000 SIG bond. Neither can have any contact with their children. They return to court today when they're expected to be formally charged. But
a whack on the ass wouldn't suffice?
No. Strangulation.
Sick.
And then a stay in the hospital and for almost a week. I don't know if you saw this last night. I wasn't awake for any of this, but this was obviously very late last night. Started at about 8:30. There was a robbery at the home in BP.
Yeah.
You kind of live out there?
Yeah,
and
I was following it online.
A lot of people were following it on social media and on the scanner apps, and apparently we were like one of the top scanner apps in the country last night. Because
I saw
it was
Mason post that last night. Yeah,
very
we were
busy.
one of the top five scanner apps.
So somebody robbed or allegedly robbed the home in BP and made it all the way to Goose Island, and then ended up abandoning the vehicle and jumping in the marsh.
Oh, it went that's okay.
Is that what happened?
That's a good question. All I know is they abandoned the chase. When I went to bed, I saw they abandoned the chase at 53 and OT.
So this is obviously down towards Stoddard. The La Crosse County Sheriff's Office temporarily closing the entrance to Goose Island Campground for an apparent incident. Police not confirming any details. The incident began around 8:30 last night. Officials later responded that they had opened the Goose Island entrance at about 10 p.m., but from what I read online, and these are just, things that I read, apparently there was a car accident right outside of Goose Island. I think this guy he robbed the Holman BP, and then he ran, and then ended up down there by Goose Island, ended up in the marsh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that's what I read.
All it is, what I read last night was a
shirtless and toothless
man in a black hat.
Yeah, in a marsh, right? All right. Seems like all is well.
Our friends in Illinois caught this somehow. I don't know how, but they saw this, and they're like laughing. Toothless man robbed a BP.
Well, you want to have the appropriate details out there.
My reply to them was, must not have been local.
Got a text from John, said, good morning. I'm coming off call today, so I'm looking to have nothing but a good time. That would be awesome to hear.
Wow.
That's the worst. It's like you're not working, but you could work. And so you can't have any fun. You can't drink any beers.
Well, that sucks.
You got to be around the on-call thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah, we got a friend at the campground who has every other weekend has to carry around a work phone because they're on call.
Ugh. How do you actually enjoy your day off when you're on call?
No, I don't know.
It's impossible.
I'll have to ask her.
Get to some 7 Mary 3, requested 7 Mary 3 after Lincoln Park.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
That is requested 7 Mary 3 for Tom. Water's Edge. Thanks, Tom.
You can get your request in, too. Text us.
Dean texted in and said, years ago, I had a job where I was on call in the winter. It was the only time my liver would get a break. I said, I would hate to be on call. He said, thank God it was only for plowing snow. It wasn't all the time. Have a great day and a weekend. Love listening to you guys every morning. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate it. Yeah,
You used to plow snow.
I plowed snow, but that didn't affect how I was going to spend the night before. I tell you that much.
Made it a bitch the next day, though, didn't it?
You deal. Whatever. Life's too short. Life's too damn short. The Brewers were off last night. They started a 3-game series at home against the Mets. Tonight at 7:10, first pitch.
Nice.
On fire, trying to stay that way. What do they want, 6 in a row now? Looking for 7. NFL last night. The Ravens over the Colts, 24-16. Philly beat the Bengals, 34-27. Barn burner there.
Oh.
High-scoring affair. And the Seahawks and Raiders battled to a 23-23 tie. Tonight in the NFL, Detroit at Atlanta, 6 o'clock. Cleveland is at Carolina at 6 p.m. That game will be on the NFL Network. And Washington is at New England to take on the Patriots at 6:30. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson suffering a dislocated pinky.
Oh, no.
On his throwing hand in last night's 24-16 loss to the Ravens when the linebacker David Ojabo sacked him with about 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Team's medical staff popped the finger back into place, and then they said, okay, you're done for the game. He'll be okay. It's just a dislocated finger.
Yeah.
But apparently when he went down, it was like the Michael Strahan. It was going completely this way, 90 degrees.
Did he look like, what's his name from the Packers radio broadcast?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, basically one of those guys,
Yep.
Vikings will host the Texans tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. That game will be on the NFL Network. And the Packers hosting the Jets at 7 p.m. tomorrow. That game also on the NFL Network.
Are the Packer games going to be on statewide TV on Channel 19 here in La Crosse?
ABC or whatever. Yeah, I'm assuming
18 up there.
I can only assume it will be, but I know that according to the websites, ESPN, NFL Network, NFL.com, they say that game will be on the NFL Network. But I'm sure your local cable company or whatever cable channel is going to carry that.
Go, Pack, go!
A self-described crypto enthusiast told ESPN that he is part of a group that orchestrated the recent sex toy stunts that have disrupted at least 3 WNBA games in the last 10 days. I thought it was 5 yesterday. Something I read yesterday said it was 5, and you just said there was another one last night?
There was another one last night, yeah.
The man who spoke on the condition of anonymity over video conference yesterday said that the stunts were meant to market a crypto coin that his online community created.
What?
This is such dorks. Such loser dorks.
How do you associate crypto coin with rubber,
Rubber dildos. You can say it. It's okay. Said that the stunts were meant to market a crypto coin that his online community created. The WNBA and all its controversy made the league a logical target. The man who uses the name Lieutenant Daldo Rain as his username on Twitter, as a nod to the Brad Pitt character from Inglourious Bastards, Aldo Rain.
Aldo Rain,
kept his camera off and refused to give his real name or age during the call with ESPN. It sounds like they're getting catfished, right? Like some guy who has a crypto coin says, you know what, this is going to be good for me if I can get on ESPN and claim responsibility for this, even though it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Right? He said he wants to reclaim the creative and community aspects of the crypto world. We wanted to really make memes funny again. None of this sounds real. This all sounds phony baloney, and it's a bunch of losers bringing dildos into the games and throwing them on the court, trying to be funny.
Just trying to get their name out.
5 minutes of fame, right? That's what they're looking for.
Yep.
A self-described crypto enthusiast. Come on, ESPN, do better. You can't tell me that they believe this, that they thought this guy was legit. Like
I should have saved that story from last night.
He orchestrated this, all these different incidents that have been happening at WNBA games.
It's getting ridiculous, beyond ridiculous. It's just stupid, and I can't believe they got to start searching people. You'd think.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they go through a metal detector when they come into the arena.
Well, yeah,
but
you're not going to detect.
You're not going to detect that thing. The one guy had it in his sweater. So if they're not getting a pat down or whatever, you're probably not going to find it, but I don't know.
So if you want to be a real meathead, tape it to the inside of your leg when they pat you down.
Or stick it up your rear end,
Ooh, yeah.
Sneak it in that way.
Even the women just squirmed when you said that.
Everybody should squirm. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Jean. She's out, so Doc's in.
Howdy, howdy.
We got our racing report coming up a bit later on.
Yep. Somebody called me out earlier this week about why I don't do certain things. We'll answer that question here at 8:15.
Was it your wife wondering why you don't do
certain
things?
Yeah, no. She is not even interested in that stuff.
All right.
I gotta live vicariously through other people.
The latest from the Foo Fighters is coming up next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend.
Know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Weekend.
That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
It's finally here, and I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to be a busy boy. I don't have any work, which is nice. Sort of no work. I don't have anything like...
You got anything going on after 9 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, I can't... Why? You want me to take your place?
No. I got to go to a funeral.
I'm not going to a funeral. Oh, no, I'm not golfing today. I got the wife's coming home, so got a little marital activity this afternoon, and then Irish Fest. So, yeah. Tonight on Stars... The series premiere of Outlander, Blood of My Blood. It's a prequel series. Also on the CW tonight, the first season finale of Totally Funny Animals, followed by the first season finale of Totally Funny Kids. Over on USA and Sci-Fi tonight, the fourth season and series finale of Resident Alien. That series coming to an end with a new episode tonight on USA and Sci-Fi. Over on Hulu today, the stand-up special, Ralph Barboza, Planet Bosa.
I'm almost 5'7". Yeah, I'm not 5'7". I wish I was. I would not be doing comedy. Why would I need to impress people? I'd be grown, you know? But I see a 5'6" dude, I'll beat his little ass.
Ralph Barbosa, Planet Bosa, new stand-up special on Hulu today. Tomorrow night on CNN, American Prince JFK Jr., a 3-part documentary series about the son of JFK.
You caved? It's over? You're out? Oh, my God. The Queen is dead. I figured you'd cruise, at least through the spring. What happened?
It was,
John.
Sunday on NBC, U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Also on Sunday night on Showtime, Episode 6 of Dexter Resurrections.
What better place to hide?
It's the greatest city in the world.
Where nobody knows who you really are.
Tell me more about your friends.
Prater likes to own things. Time to meet the man of the manor.
Welcome. I cannot express how excited I am to meet you.
You really like serial killers.
I pride myself on finding the best of the best in every field.
Let's show and tell today. So there are others.
On their way.
Only in New York.
Sunday nights on Showtime, episode 6 of Dexter Resurrection. And also on Sunday night on A&E, the second season premiere of WWE's Greatest Moments.
Oh, my God.
Season 2.
I don't even have to see the video, and I know that's Mick Foley getting tossed off the cage by The Undertaker.
Any wrestling fan worth his salt should know what that is. That one's very obvious. But yeah, Season 2. I believe there were 15 episodes in Season 1. WWE's Greatest Moments on A&E.
I'll have to go back and look. I didn't even know that was on.
Neither did I. In theaters this weekend, rated PG, Freakier Friday.
Morning. Happy wedding week. You have a lot on your plate. Let us know how we can help.
Maybe someone could help me write my wedding vows. How about this?
I, Anna, take you, Eric, a man whose daughter is a little demon thing with an obnoxious accent.
What is taking so long? We wouldn't want to be off schedule, innit?
Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan returned as Tess and Anna Coleman, exchanging bodies back in 2003 in the original Freaky Friday movie. Well, not the original, but the 2003 version of Freaky Friday. In this one, Anna about to get married, but both their daughters hate the idea, the guy and the gal, and everybody swaps bodies this one. Freakier Friday, rated PG in theaters this weekend. Also in limited release, it's called Stands, and it's a documentary about the relationship between Eminem and some of his superfans whose lives have been shaped by his music. His song Stan, about an obsessive, unstable fan, came out in 2000, November of 2000, 25 years ago. So it's called Stands. It's unrated, and it opens in limited release this weekend if you want to go and try and find it and check it out. I'm assuming it'll be on a streaming platform at some point, though.
You would think.
Seems like that would be more for
one of the four major ones usually pick something up real quick.
Yeah, more for a streaming service kind of thing. But I didn't even know that was coming out. I had no idea. Never even heard of it. New music this weekend. If you want to stop by your local record store, pick something up. Machine Gun Kelly's got a new album. I know you're going to run out and grab this one, Doc.
Screw this funeral. I'm going to go to the record store.
Lost Americana. 7th album from MGK. Guy's got 7 albums. Can you believe that?
Well, sure, yeah. I didn't even know about the first 6.
No Rain, No Flowers from the Black Keys. 13th album from the Black Keys. That's out today. Good Charlotte has a new album out today. Their 8th. It's called Motel Du Cap. Apparently Wiz Khalifa is a guest star on their new album. And Hailstorm dropping their 6th album today called Everest. New stuff from Hailstorm in stores.
Do we got new stuff for them in rotation yet?
Yeah, I think so, right? I think we've been playing some new stuff from Hailstorm, right? And Darkness Always Wins?
Oh, yes.
That the one? Also, if you're a big fan of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I know a lot of people are.
Oh, yeah, your wife and my wife. I watched them dance on a couch one night.
It turns 50.
It's astounding.
And the time warp is happening again. To mark the milestone, a restored 4K version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show will hit theaters and Blu-ray. Actors are going to reunite for panels, and new merchandise will be hitting shelves from Funko, Loungefly, Rock Club Jewelry, and more. Dr. Frankenfurter's birthday.
Nice.
50th. Rocky Horror Picture Show from 1975, starring Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, Barry Bostwick, celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And to mark that milestone, a newly restored 4K version of the movie will hit theaters and Blu-ray, with a slew of fan events rolling out across the U.S. and Canada, in addition to some new merch hitting stores. Let's see. September 23rd through November 3rd, the Rocky Horror Picture Show Spectacular Tour will feature appearances, meet and greets, and more with cast members Barry Bostwick, Patricia Quinn, and Nell Campbell. The tour will stop in 55 cities across the U.S. and Canada. September 26th, screening of the newly restored 4K version at the Academy Museum's David Geffen Theater, followed by a talent Q&A. In October, screenings of the 4K version in movie theaters throughout the month. Check your local listings.
This is kind of like what they did with Dogma when Dogma came out a couple months ago.
A little bit. I'm looking at the dates for the tour.
Are they going to re-release this? Re-release this throughout the whole country then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Rocky Horror Picture Show 50th Anniversary Spectacular Tour with special appearances by cast members is going to be in Milwaukee on October 10th with Barry Bostwick from the film at the Marcus Center. And you can get tickets for that now online. It's going to be in Rockford, Illinois on the 16th of October with Barry Bostwick and Patricia Quinn.
The 10th is a Friday, kids.
The 19th of October in Chicago at the Chicago Theater with Barry Bostwick, Nell Campbell, and Patricia Quinn. And obviously a whole bunch of other dates throughout the United States if you want to check it out. But those are the ones that are closest to us here in the Midwest. Also, Minneapolis on October 31st, a Halloween showing.
Halloween show. That's a Friday this year, too.
At the Orpheum Theater in Minneapolis.
Oh, that'll be a big awesome
one. Barry Bostwick, Nell Campbell, Patricia Quinn going to be a part of that. Obviously, you can go and Google Rocky Horror Picture Show 50th Anniversary Tour. I believe at one of these stops, a very rare, very special appearance by Dr. Frankenfurter himself, Tim Curry.
Oh, nice.
Who does not make public appearances anymore.
Yeah, you don't see him much anymore.
Yeah, so I think that one's in California, if I'm not mistaken. But if you want to,
well, that'll be cool.
Take the trip.
Like I said, I know your wife and my wife would be excited about that.
Got what do we got? Some requested Poison. We did that.
Yep.
We did the requested 7 Mary 3.
Yep.
Also had a request for some Sammy Hagar. Try to get to that. Right now, it's Nickelback.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
The Crew with Kickstart My Heart by request for Brandon. Text it in. Back again, 1 hour into a 12-hour shift. Maybe a little Kickstart My Heart this morning. Thanks, guy. He's in the excavator. Putting dirt from here over here. 12 hours of that. But he gets paid really well, though. Got to have an operator license for one of those bad boys, right?
Oh, yeah. Say, thank you, Hype Man, for making this a Make-A-Wish operation for Brian today. I appreciate that.
You've been on your phone this entire morning since you got here.
These guys are relentless.
With Diker and Shorty down in Florida.
And the Hype Man. Don't forget the Hype Man.
And they're all together in the poolside. And they're just talking smack to you.
They are. All
right. Well, you're here and they're not.
Yep.
So I appreciate Diker and all the guys down there in Florida listening. But take it easy on Doc, okay? He's got his day off. He's got to go to a funeral. He's unshaven.
Yeah, that's the desperate part right there.
And he's got a spooky spin calling his name.
Yes.
So I
can't got a big jackpot in it too.
That's what she said.
Oh, good morning, Bonnie Joe. Thanks for the text message.
This is a really cool story. This place actually made the news a few years ago, about a decade ago. And now there's been an update. Have you heard about Rising Tide Car Wash in Florida?
No, I have not.
Okay. So this is down in Parkland, Florida. There's a guy there named John Dieri.
Okay.
And he opened up a car wash there in 2012 called Rising Tide. And they only hire people with autism.
Oh.
That's it. They don't hire anybody who doesn't have autism.
Okay.
Did it because his son Andrew is autistic and needed a job.
Okay.
And as a person who knows several people who have autistic children that are of a working age, they struggle.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Especially when they're trying to find jobs in, the regular sector, if you will. So this guy, his son, probably had the same struggles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Difficult time working in fast food restaurants or department stores or wherever. And he said, "You know what? I'm gonna create my own business, and I'm only gonna hire people with autism." And that's what he did. It's called Rising Tide car wash, and it's in Parkland, Florida. And they're back in the news now 13 years later because it's a huge success. In fact, it's such a success, they're opening their 4th location next year. And now they now employ almost 100 neurodivergent adults, people with autism, to work at their car washes.
That is awesome.
Started it because my brother Andrew's on the autism spectrum, and when he was in high school, it became really clear really quickly that in order for him to lead the full adult life that we knew he was capable of, we were going to have to take action. Because everybody fits in here, because we really are intentional about building psychological safety and belonging.
The best thing of having a job is I make so much money.
I work here because I get a lot of money and I talk to the customers.
Every time they clean a car, it starts out dirty and they can see the progress. It's now shiny and clean, like they know they did a great job. That's all we want, is to know that we actually succeeded in something.
Washing, buffing, waxing at Margate. Margate? Is it Margate? Margate, Parkland, and Coral Springs, and a 4th location set for Pompano Bay in 2026. Rising Tide now employing 90 neurodivergent adults. When they first started in 2012, they had 30 employees. John Dieri, the guy who owns the car washes, says, I don't want him to sit in a room taken care of by others once I'm gone. I want him to have a job. I want him to have friends. He was imagining life after his son Andrew graduated high school. What would fill up his days? What would keep him busy, keep him involved? How would he take care of himself? Other fathers and mothers around Florida and the country, similar questions, obviously, on their mind. What do we do when our kid turns 18 and gets into his 20s? But yeah, this guy started a car wash in Florida, and now it's expanding to its 4th location in 2026 and only hiring.
Listening to that clip that you played, I took 2 things away from it. Number 1, they all seemed really enthusiastic to have their jobs.
Oh, hell yeah.
And number 2, money. I get a lot of money. That was pretty funny.
Right? Who doesn't like getting a lot of money? Cool story, though. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, car washes down there in Florida. Again, 4 different locations.
There you go, Diker and Shorty. Take the drive and help these guys out.
Yeah, Rising Tide Car Washes doing some really good work in their communities.
That's amazing.
We'll get to some Week in Science news stories in a couple of minutes. Doc's Racing Report a bit later on as well. Daily check-ins, a Friday edition of Bad News, Happy Music. Hit up rockmornings.com if you want to get in touch with us.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. She is out. A trip to Madison for some school stuff as her daughter graduated high school earlier this summer and is making her way to Badgerville this fall. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here I am. We still haven't heard if she redesigned her daughter's dorm room yet.
It's like, dude, she was obsessed with the dorm room, and I'm like, it's a room. I don't know. It's like,
did she bring wallpaper with her? Or?
No, I think. Well, you know, her daughter is, I think, gluten-free, right? Isn't that the deal?
Yeah.
So she's going to have to manage that on her own when she's at school, because there's probably, you know, not a lot of that going on in the.
I know what I mean? Gene, the pre-planner, already scouring
and
the area,
hands,
looking for
dude, the hands were going
Yep.
in the studio. The hands are doing this, and I'm like,
here's a gluten-free place for your cookies. And
I said, I said to her on like Wednesday, I said, so what's going on? You guys just taking a tour? You getting like some books, or what's the deal? And she's like, wow, and this and that and the other thing, and there's a thing, and the kids go over here, and the parents go over here, and I really got to get into this dorm room. I got to see what's going on, and I got to get this rack, and we got to get all these. And so then the hands start going, and I was like, oh, Jesus.
Did you ever find that acronym that she used the other day? Did you ever find out what that meant?
What acronym?
For what the event was?
Oh, no, I don't. I didn't ask. I don't care. Maybe she'll tell me on Monday when she gets back, but yeah. I bet her daughter's like really excited to get out of the house and like be away from her for a while. You know what I mean? Like,
Mom, please leave.
Yeah, just get out of my door. Like, first taste of freedom. I want to have my own room and like freedom to put up at whatever I want and do whatever I want. And Mom's in here putting up racks.
Get out.
Yeah. We'll hear all about it on Monday. But Jean was obsessed with this wall situation in the dorm room before she left.
I'll be flying down I-35 listening intently.
Doc's Racing Report coming up in about an hour from now. Bad News, Happy Music later on. We'll get to our daily check-ins as well. Some scientists in China, Chinese scientists, have apparently created self-cleaning glass.
What?
It uses built-in electrodes to remove dust and other particles from its surface. Now, I don't know if it if it's like We have a glass door in one of our showers in the house, and I don't know if it cleans that, which gets soap scum and water, water spots and all that stuff. I don't know if it does that, but in terms of like maybe fingerprints and maybe some splatter from like the sink if you're washing your hands or something like that. But apparently, some self-cleaning glass is being developed by Chinese scientists.
Shoot the glass.
Yeah.
Shoot the glass.
Electrodes, built-in electrodes, removing dust and other particles from the surface of the glass.
That'd be really handy.
My guy Steve would be out of a job.
Well, he
wouldn't. He does such a damn good job. Steve would always have a job cleaning windows.
Is that the guy who comes over and squeegees your windows a couple times a year?
Yes, SMPL. That's my guy, Steve. He's the man.
Nice.
Elsewhere in science news, I don't know how much science is involved with this, but researchers have discovered 4 new types of tarantulas.
What?
How many?
Why not? There's 4 different types of everything in the world. Why not tarantulas?
Well, these are 4 new types. There was already a bunch of other types. Now there's 4 new ones.
Jeez.
And apparently these tarantulas, the reason why they're in the news and science news is because compared to their body, their junk, their wieners are massive.
I have a very great friend in Rome called Bigus Dickus.
Porn star tarantulas?
I guess. At what point of the discovery of the new tarantula do you then say, wow, look at the size of the wiener on that guy?
Yeah, just tip him over. Let's see if he's male or female. Whoa, look what we got here.
Maybe it's so big it's the first thing you noticed.
Johnny Tarantula.
But 4 new types of tarantulas, and apparently they're all known for being well endowed. And last but not least, in alien news, the comet/alien ship that's on its way to Earth just got a new picture courtesy of the Hubble telescope. It's the best shot yet of the interstellar object that's zipping through our solar system right now, and most experts say it's a comet. There is obviously some conspiracy theorists out there, some tinfoil hat people, and there's also an astronomer at Harvard, like a legitimate science dude.
Okay.
Says that if it's actually a comet, it's a very strange comet. He thinks there's a good chance it's, quote, not natural.
Oh, no.
He said that if aliens are coming to check on us, he estimates it'll be here sometime between November 21st and December 5th, just in time for the holidays. He even went so far as to say that they may come to save us or destroy us.
Do we get them gifts?
I think we just wait and see what happens.
No, okay.
We got Space Force right now. We're good. We got a Space Force. They
don't have giant tarantula penis, do they?
I don't know. We'll see what they've got. But apparently the comet has a new photo out there, courtesy of the Hubble telescope. It's the best picture of this comet/alien ship yet.
Are we going to paint a big X, land here?
I think we just figure out what they're doing and let it happen.
All right.
We'll see. Science news.
Let Jack Nicholson talk to him.
Act. Sports coming up in a few minutes. Right now, Bush, the land of milk and honey.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Alice in Chains and Bush before that. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Doc.
What's up?
In the studio this morning, filling in for Gene. We'll get to the racing report just after 8 o'clock. Brew Crew off last night. They are at home tonight for the first of 3 against the Mets. 7:10 first pitch, trying to stay hot. 6 in a row.
The Mets are on a skid right now, too.
Yeah, be a good time to take advantage of them.
Yes.
NFL preseason action kicked off last night, week 1 of the preseason. Ravens over the Colts, 24-16. Philly over the Bengals, 34-27. And the Raiders and Seahawks ended up in a 23-23 tie. Tonight in the NFL, you've got Detroit at Atlanta, 6 o'clock start there. Cleveland at Carolina, 6 p.m. on the NFL Network. And at 6:30, Washington at New England. Vikings will host the Texans tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That game will be on the NFL Network. And the Packers game against the Jets will also be on the NFL Network at 7 p.m. Texans safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson avoiding the worst-case scenario after going down in practice this week. Initially thought that he suffered a knee injury. Reported that he suffered a torn ACL and would miss the season after surgery. News reports indicate that the ligament is actually intact. It's okay.
Oh, so he's not going to be out all season.
Yeah, entering his first season with the
That's
Texans after being traded from the Eagles, injured during the practice on Thursday, unable to move his lower right leg after attempting tackle and falling to the ground. He was carted off the field and failed to put pressure on his right leg, but it sounds like he's going to be okay.
That's good.
Obviously, probably going to take the rest of training camp off and let this thing rest and heal up. We're going to talk more racing a bit later on, but Kyle Larson had some stuff to say about some NASCAR films, some racing movies.
Okay.
Spent over 90 minutes chatting with former Patriot Julian Edelman on his podcast, Games with Names, talking about a bunch of different stuff. It was a very candid sit-down with the NASCAR driver who, of course, races for Hendrick Motorsports.
He races anything.
Yeah, and talked about everything from the Coke 600 Indy 500 double that he attempted this year. Secret driver group chats that apparently exist. No big surprise. Life on the road. Some of his racing idols. Also, about 43 minutes into the interview with Julian Edelman on the podcast, he started talking about racing movies, the subject of racing films.
Okay.
Made its way into the conversation. Larson was quick to name Days of Thunder as his favorite NASCAR movie.
Seems to be popular with most of them.
Tom Cruise in that movie from 1990.
And there's a possibility of another one coming out, too.
Tom Cruise even indicating that he is open to making a sequel, even discussing it with Jeff Gordon.
Yep, we talked about that.
Kyle Larson had some interesting thoughts, however, on the 2006 comedy Talladega Nights.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Not a fan.
No?
Larson thinks it may have skewed the perception of the sport of NASCAR in a negative way. He said, quote, I mean, I liked the movie. I think it did not do any good for our sport. I think it turned our sport into a joke, unfortunately, but that is one of the most popular racing movies. I feel like the rest of the world, that's what they think about our sport now.
Yeah, it was like I said way back when, it was a farce. You get it. It's just poking fun at people who take themselves seriously. But man, there's no way in hell you can drink tea and read a book while racing 200 miles an hour.
No. Yeah, and anybody who watches any NASCAR race knows that for a fact.
Oh yeah.
It spoofs the obviously the amount of advertising that happens, right?
Yep.
Which is a necessity, right?
I do like Fig Newtons.
Right, and the suits with all the different product placement and all that stuff and the cars and everything. But yeah, I mean it is just a spoof. So Kyle Larson apparently didn't like the movie, but doesn't like the way that it skewed the perception of NASCAR racing.
Did he talk about did he have anything else to say, like that new F1 movie that Brad Pitt's in?
Apparently he hasn't seen that one yet.
No, neither have I, so.
Yeah. And after years and years and years of hosting Bark at the Park nights where fans are allowed to bring their well-behaved dogs on their leash, the Erie Seawolves have heard the request from cat owners and cat lovers who are clamoring for their own night at the ballpark.
Purr at the park.
Feline fans will get their wish on August 20th during a special Take Meow to the ball game. Greg Coleman is the president of the Erie Seawolves, said the promotion is new for them, but other teams in minor league baseball have already done this promotion. Obviously, live animals in the stands comes with a whole set of different rules. Especially since cats love to run. Get away from, they're not known for being...
Take me out of the ball.
With a promotion that involves live animals that like the ability to run away. Coleman says protocols for the game will be based on pet owner trust. It's very similar to Bark at the Park. We expect pet owners to know their pets and know that the cats can handle the conditions and be safe. Like Bark at the Park, the cat must be well behaved. Cats are required to be either on a leash or contained in a cat carrier during the game.
Cat in the wall, eh?
No cat in the wall.
No.
Cat in the carrier, though. Cats are required to be either on the leash or in the cat carrier. If a cat happens to get loose around the ballpark as well as onto the field, the owner and animal may be asked to leave the ballpark.
I'll get you another cat. I got followed here by like 10 cats. Yeah. They're starting to follow me these days.
For the comfort of all of the guests, sections 102 and 201 at the UPMC ballpark have been designated as cat-free zones for those people that have allergies or aren't comfortable around cats.
There are people that have that, yep.
But August 20th, the Erie E-Wolves doing the first ever for them.
That's pretty cool.
Take Meow to the ball game.
Sorry about that.
All right, Meow. Hand over your license and registration.
Hurry up, Meow.
Sorry.
All right, Meow, where were we?
I'm sorry. Are you saying meow?
Am I saying meow?
I thought...
Don't think, boy. Meow, do you know how fast you were going? Meow, what is so funny?
I could have swore you said meow.
Do I look like a cat to you, boy?
No.
Am I drinking milk from a saucer?
No.
Well, do you see me eating mice? I'm gonna have to give you a ticket on this.
But...
No buts, Meow.
All right, Meow.
Oh, Mimbly Bimbly.
Take me out to the ball game.
I'm just kind of curious, if a cat's not going to sit in the recliner and watch a ball game with you, what makes you think he's going to watch it at the ballpark?
Well, you put him in the carrier, you bring him with you. I mean, if we put Mr. Cricket in a carrier, he just sits there. I mean, he just kind of, and he meows, it doesn't stop, but
yeah,
it's the same thing when you take him to the vet or whatever. Not a fan of it, but certainly not a cat that would be on a leash there. Wouldn't want that.
Yeah, we used to have a cat, and he knew when he was going to the vet because you'd walk into the vet with claw marks on your arms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Doc. We'll get to Volbeat in just a couple minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Volbeat, a monster's hand on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. She is, again, in Madison today and yesterday. She'll be back on Monday. Doc's joining me in the studio this morning. International Beer Day.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be drinking some Irish beer down at Irish Fest.
Nice.
A bit later on.
That's going to make me buy some on the way to the campground tonight now.
Speaking of take me out to the ball game, it's International Cat Day.
Meow.
National CBD Day, for those who do. National Dollar Day. Not quite sure what that means, but if you've got a dollar, you want to...
I might be at the dollar store later today.
Want to use it? Go to Sniffers Row.
Yeah.
National Frozen Custard Day. National Pickleball Day. That's very popular. It's also National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Anybody who's ever had a garden with stuff like zucchini or cucumbers knows that there's an overabundance of those things, much like rhubarb. And what do you do with all that zucchini, cucumbers, and rhubarb? You bring it into work, you put it on the free table, somebody takes some of it home, but then there's always like a pile of it left. So today is National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day.
Not exactly high on everybody's edible list.
You can make zucchini bread. You can make zucchini noodles, apparently.
I mean, look, you and I do not exactly eat healthy.
No. Speaking of that, everyday foods and drinks that are damaging your health. And
no.
It's the obvious stuff.
You're going to tell me I'm going to die early again, aren't you?
Number one on their list is potato chips. Loaded with salt, unhealthy fats, easy to reach for, overdue when you're hungry.
Don't forget loaded with chip dip.
Obviously can contribute to your high blood pressure and other health issues, but potato chips, top of the list of everyday foods and drinks that are damaging your health. I think the problem with the chips is it's so easy to eat a whole bag of them.
Oh, God, yeah, they're addicting.
You pop open a bag and you're a little hungry and you're having a snack, and the next thing you know, it's a half hour later and there's like 10 chips left, and you're like, where did they all go?
Especially when you put some onion soup dip into some Dean's French onion and mix it up. Like,
Diet sodas.
Yeah.
Very damaging to your health.
That's right.
They don't have the sugar content of real soda, but some artificial sweeteners used in diet sodas could interfere with your gut health and your insulin sensitivity. Also bad for your teeth, just like the regular stuff. This one is, this is not good. Alcohol.
No.
Frequent alcohol consumption can strain your liver, disrupt your sleep, increase your risk of certain cancers. Even small amounts of alcohol can add up over time. That one's not changing. I don't do diet sodas. I do eat too many potato chips. I almost drink no soda. Like very rare. Maybe once a week I'll have a soda.
Well, I'm a weekend soda and a weekend alcoholic.
But the beer I certainly indulge on the weekends. Sweetened coffee drinks. These are everyday foods and drinks that are damaging your health. So the big mocha choco lattes that people get.
All right, finally something that's going to kill Gene.
Giant flavored lattes and frappuccinos packing in more calories and sugar than an actual dessert. They're generally not good for you. Obviously the flavored coffee mate mixer stuff that you use in the mornings. Probably not great, but it's not as bad as one of the ones through the drive-thru.
All right, I can't stand coffee, so I'm out on that one.
With a drizzle in it, some kind of drizzle. And they say that frozen meals are also pretty bad for you.
Oh, Christ.
Everyday foods and drinks damaging your health. Loaded with sodium and saturated fats can cause increased blood pressure, water retention, inflammation, and kidney strain. Also growing evidence that heating up certain plastics, even in microwave-safe ones, can leach chemicals into our bodies.
So you just listed off 5 things there, and I'm like, I'm in on 4 out of 5 of them.
I would say chips and alcohol are probably the
chips,
the two
alcohol, yep. The frozen meals, I'm usually into them once a week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do a pizza every once in a while, but that's on a piece of cardboard. And,
no.
I mean, that's generally not good for you anyways, but it's not in a bowl like a lean cuisine or something like that. But no big shock
I like those Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls. Them things are yummy.
Well, you could get one that's not a breakfast bowl. What if you get the sandwich one, right?
Oh, yep, the sandwich, yeah.
Then you're not getting the plastic leaching?
Nope. Well, you're heating it up inside that plastic wrapper.
I suppose. No, you take it out and you wrap it in a paper towel.
Oh, okay. Well, there are some like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I'm big into the frozen White Castles because then there's White Castles 2 hours away.
You drive yourself crazy trying to be healthy. Just like every time you turn around, something's bad for you, and then a week later, it's good for you. I don't know. If it makes you happy, then by golly, just eat it, drink it, do it, whatever.
You could be healthy and running and exercising and all that stuff every day. Just do all that every day, running and healthy, and then gone just in an instant because you got hit by a bus.
And then I would be thinking about all the beers I didn't drink.
Yeah, all those beers that are lonely now.
Lonely beers. Disturbed with the sound of silence. We got Doc's Racing Report coming up and a Friday edition of Bad News, Happy Music. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. She is out of town, so Doc is joining me here in the studio. And on Fridays, right around 8:15, we have Doc join us, whether it's in studio or on the phone, for our weekly racing report. The mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
Happy 4th of July. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
That's what all the guys at the campground say. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the Doc.
Shorty, Diker, Hype Man. Locked on the rock, listening to the Doc. Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
If Jean was here, she would say that she was definitely getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
Her innards would be tickling.
Yes. Hashtag this guy.
He gets to stay on the box.
That's exactly where I'm going to be this afternoon. Hashtag this guy.
He's going to have to come from the back.
That's exactly what I'm going to do this afternoon. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
That's exactly what I'm doing this afternoon. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Sounds like a good weekend at Doc's house.
Yep, in the camper.
Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
Oh, Sneaky Pete. Hashtag this guy.
First day with the new tongue.
La, la,
la, la, la.
Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast. As Gene would say, I've never been accused of going too fast.
Hashtag this guy.
He sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end.
That's exactly what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching here, Doc?
Unfortunately, I'm touching a sympathy card. After I get done here, I got to dash home real quick and change and head to a funeral for an old friend. So.
All right. Well, fun and funerals aside, we've got a racing report. Lots of stuff happening as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Teams are trying to get in by winning. We had Bubba Wallace finally win a race and get in. And what's happening this weekend in NASCAR?
Yeah, well, since you mentioned it, there's only 3 races left until the playoffs. You got this weekend
playoffs?
Playoffs. This weekend at Watkins Glen, next weekend at Richmond, and a couple of weeks in Daytona before they start the playoffs at Darlington on Labor Day weekend. And you look at the points right now, 13 drivers are already locked in. Tyler Reddick is those who have to point their way in, looking the best right now at plus 122. I mean, and if we get by one more race without a different winner, he should be pretty much locked in either that 15th or 16th spot somewhere in there. And Alex Bowman looking okay at plus 63, but then you look at Chris Buescher, he's plus 23 at the cut line, and Ryan Preece is right behind him, and Kyle Busch isn't that far behind, and neither is Ty Gibbs. So it's going to be pretty interesting. And you got that wild card race at Daytona coming up here in 3 weeks. It's going to be a fun one to watch here the next few weeks. You watch this weekend at They're racing at Watkins Glen this weekend. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he is scheduled to carry the Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer sponsor on his car, on the 47 car. And that is still going to happen, but now they've added a Hulkamania Forever decal, in memory of Hulk Hogan.
Brother.
And then to finish up on something we talked about last weekend, Stuart Friesen with that horrible crash in Quebec last week.
Broke his pelvis in 2 places.
3.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So he actually went through one really big, long surgery to work on his hip and his leg, and he is
my hip, my leg, my pirate leg. I don't know. Parrot peg. What do I got?
Yeah, there you go. Anyhow, he just went back home on Wednesday after all the big long surgery. It's expected to start physical therapy here any day. Look for Christopher Bell to drive the 52 truck this weekend, and then Caden Honeycutt will be driving it the remainder of the season. Now, we questioned what they would do about his playoff spot, and basically he could request a waiver, to get into the playoffs since he's missing races, but why do that when you're not going to be able to race? So NASCAR will take the next logical step, and the next person in points who is not qualified will get his spot. So that's the way NASCAR is going to figure it out. They're at Watkins Glen this week. It's up in New York, a 2.45-mile road course, 11 turns with a variety degree of bankings, ranging from 6 degrees all the way to 10 degrees. Chris Buescher won this race last year. If you remember, on overtime, he punted Shane Van Gisbergen out of the way to win the race. Qualifying record set by Marcos Ambrose back in 2014 at 129.4 miles an hour. Fantasy experts, they like Van Gisbergen, and why not? He's won 3 of the 4 road course races this year. Christopher Bell won the other one. He's on their list. So is William Byron. When I filled my fantasy league out last night, McDowell, a road course ace. Allmendinger, a road course ace. Busch has been very good on the road courses this year, and Elliott is also very good on road courses. And Van Gisbergen has a shot to be the 3rd driver ever to win 4 road course races in a row if he wins this weekend. So Jeff Gordon is the king of that. He won 6 in a row, and it's going to be a pretty cool rarefied air if he wins it. And you and I talked about this off the air. If he wins this race, it'll be his 4th win of the season. He could take over the playoff points lead. So that's something different to see. A guy in 25th place is leading the playoff points. VegasInsider.com via the BetMGM app brings us our odds this week. Van Gisbergen off at plus 125. And this one I didn't see coming. Connor Zilic, who won that road course race in the Xfinity Series a couple weeks ago, he's in this race this weekend at plus 550. Larson and Bell at plus 1,000. Elliott and Byron at plus 1,600. McDowell and Reddick at plus 1,800. Now, I want to address something that was brought up online this week about what I do reporting for local racing. And basically, when I started doing this, 23, 24 years ago.
Before I got here.
Yeah, it was, they said, look, here's what we want you to do. We want you to talk about NASCAR, and we want you to talk about lacrosse. And when there's nothing going on at lacrosse, then you can add something else in the area or in the state. And that's what we did. And then about, 19 months ago, Gene gave me a call in the winter and said, hey, we are now adding the Eau Claire market to our morning show. You need to find a racetrack close to the Eau Claire market to talk about. And so after doing my research and making a couple of calls, we settled on Red Cedar Speedway. Now, I understand that, sometimes there are big events going on at other tracks like up at Fountain City or over at Toma, and I just don't have the time to talk about those because I got to concentrate on Red Cedar and La Crosse Fairgrounds. Now, in the next coming couple of weeks, there ain't going to be nothing going on at either one of those tracks, and we're going to talk about all kinds of tracks around the area. But for now, this is what they want me to do, and this is the way it will be. Those other tracks, they have radio markets, they have radio stations. They can go send a personality. They got personalities at those tracks.
I would hope so.
Send someone over to a radio station to talk about local racing. That's what they did with me, and I'm still here 24 years later. Tonight, Red Cedar Speedway. It's the Wissota Late Model Challenge in town tonight. Also, you're going to have the regular USAR late models, the modifieds, the Midwest mods, and the Red Cedar Hornets. Gates open at 5. Practice at 6. First green flag drops at 7. And hey, even though they've had a lot of rainouts this year, it's championship night next week, and we'll get you all set up for that one next Friday morning. La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway tomorrow night. It's the final night of regular season racing. late models, sportsmen, Hornets, six-shooters. My favorite, the minivans. The High School Racing Association is in action tomorrow night. Also, it's the Flagpole Novelty Race. Now, check this out. I told you they're doing something different they've never done before. Now, that we're used to double features for the late models. They do that, 4 or 5 times a year. About 4 years ago, they tried double features for the sportsmen, which was a complete disaster because they kept wrecking each other. But, why not try it again? But how about double features for all 6 divisions tomorrow night? That is right. You're going to get 12 features. Dipping. 12 features tomorrow night. No heat races, just qualifying, and then boom, features right out of the box. And you know what? An event like that, a big event like that needs a big man in Victory Lane. I'll be there doing my old Victory Lane reporting tomorrow night. So. And of course, it's there is possibility of weather during the day. Keeping your eye on socials for any changes to the schedule. They will probably most likely put it on Facebook if they do. Gates open at 5:15, qualifying at 5:30. There are kids rides also tomorrow night, the last kids rides of the night. Expect that to happen somewhere around 6:15, 6:30. And then the first green flag drops at 7 o'clock. And like I tell you every week, folks, now we're getting down to the point of the season where, the seasons are ending. Going to be a lot of weekend specials. We'll tell you more about them as they come up. But in the meantime, wherever you're at in the country, take your family out and support a great local short track. Doc's Race Report is brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street in Holman. That is this week's Race Report.
Thank you very much, Doc. Always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate you doing this. Otherwise I'd just be laying around doing nothing right now until I have to go to the funeral.
Well, I'm happy to have you here in the studio. We got a text from T-Stat, who said, I can't believe you guys forgot to have Bloodies this morning. I said, I don't think we forgot. Doc has something to do, a funeral to attend after the show, so I don't know if drinking a bunch of Bloodies. Bloodies
will probably make their appearance the Tuesday of the Tuesday before the Oktoberfest races they always do.
Hell yeah, shrimps. Looking forward to it. Bad News, Happy Music is coming up in just a bit.
I got to take a loan out to do that every year.
Well, you make enough money. You'll be fine.
Oh, damn you.
We'll get to Bad News, Happy Music next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some #Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
There is a famous saying that you don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Yep. I heard that.
And you don't pick a fight with a janitor at a strip club.
I'm in love with a stripper. She poppin', she rollin', she rollin'.
Yeah. A man in Oklahoma got his ass beat. You got to see the mugshot.
Oh.
His name is Lawrence Kuykendall. 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 Lawrence Kuykendall. He was a patron at a strip club called Bear Assets last weekend when he randomly attacked a janitor. I gotta love a strip club that's just got a janitor walking around cleaning up things.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at his face.
Hang on. It's coming up here.
Not clear what started the fight, but Lawrence apparently called the guy a racial slur and then charged at the guy with a knife. The janitor saw him coming, hit Lawrence with his broom, then jumped on him and started beating the crap out of him. Oh, I know.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Holy cow.
Doesn't sound like the janitor sustained any injuries except to these hands. Maybe from the pummeling you get. You got to see the guy's face. He
probably needs a new broom. Wow, look at this guy's face.
Lawrence, taken to the hospital for medical attention, was then arrested for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon and racial harassment. This poor guy's in a strip club. Who knows what kind of dirty-ass jobs he's got to do. Walking around with his broom and his mop, and this dude starts yelling racial slurs at him and then charges at him with a knife. And this dude suffered the worst of it.
That janitor worked him over.
Oh, he did.
Holy cow.
He treated him like a $2 steak, man. Softened him up for the grill. Kuykendall is the guy's name. Lawrence Kuykendall. Gentlemen, just don't forget about strip clubs. There's no sex in the champagne room.
Ladies and gentlemen of the GED class of 1999, I have one piece of advice for you. No matter what a stripper tells you, there's no sex in the champagne room.
And don't bring a knife to a broom fight. This guy.
Get your ass beat by the janitor.
Lit up.
Wow.
Like a Christmas tree. Couple in Vegas got married in a chicken tender dipped themed wedding.
What?
Which was officiated by Hellman's mayonnaise mascot, Manny Mayo. A couple in Vegas getting married in a chicken tender dip themed wedding officiated by Hellman's mascot, Manny Mayo. Did you know that Hellman's had a mascot?
Not until about 10 seconds ago.
They do. And believe it or not, this was something they actually agreed to. I think they won a contest. Nick Phillips and Heather Shoring, the winners of a Hellman's wedding contest package, which included a ceremony, a full reception with food, a professional photographer, and $5,000 to cover their travel expenses. That's a pretty nice package.
Wow.
And they were super into it because if you're going to have a Mayo wedding, you got to be into it, right?
Were there chicken tenders to dip?
The couple describes themselves as condiment sommeliers. And they say the wedding was, quote, very on brand for them. In fact, during their previous proposal, the ring was hidden in a sauce ramekin. They were notified that they won the contest back on July 2nd. The wedding was July 21st, so they had less than 3 weeks to prepare. Easier when the mayonnaise brand is handling all the logistics and taking care of the costs.
Where was this at in Vegas?
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to spread the love. May your bond be thick, rich, and never separate under pressure. Let us break bread, and may you sandwich your differences and always dress each other with love. You both clearly have a wry sense of humor. Now, by the power vested in this giant tub of mayo, I pronounce you the ultimate combo meal. You may now lick the spoon.
Well, one of their we're calling it now, huh?
One of their friends actually reported on the wedding for the Wall Street Journal, and the headline is, quote, "A giant tub of mayonnaise married my friends." She said Hellman's initially had a dress code, sending guests a palette of Hellman's colors, but they didn't end up caring about that. Everyone apparently had to sign a waiver agreeing to waive their moral rights. And when they got married, Manny Mayo, the officiant, said, quote, "Like chicken tender dip and chicken tenders, marriage is a beautiful union of two special flavors that just work together." Yeah.
Okay.
A mayonnaise wedding. Mayonnaise-themed wedding.
Mayo belongs on my sandwich, not on my legs.
Officiated by Manny Mayo. Who knew? Nick and Heather.
Well, until 2 minutes ago, not me.
Remember the Dwayne Wade statue?
Yeah.
We apparently have another statue issue on our hands.
Oh, no, now what?
Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Tom Brady's getting a big 12-foot statue outside of Gillette Stadium, and that thing's been under wraps. But you're not going to mess up a TB12 statue.
It's going to look like B. Arthur.
This one, though, just got unveiled down in Florida, and it's not good.
Uh-oh.
A new statue of Martin Luther King Jr. is now causing controversy in Winter Park, Florida.
I got to come over and look at this.
Residents slamming the quote-unquote caricature-like depiction of the civil rights icon. Yeah. Saying that the mayor says that she doesn't know how to solve the problem given how much it costs. The artist, Andrew Loy, L-U-Y, said the feedback to his work is greatly positive. Somebody said, quote, "It doesn't look like him." Other residents described the statue as awkward and not up to the standards they hope to see for their iconic civil rights leader. One person told Essence magazine, "His head was too big, his arms was too big. It looked like a caricature." The artist, Andrew Loy, from Huntsville, Alabama, selected by a committee of members for the arts, parks, and CRA boards to create the statue. His design was approved by the King family prior to installation. So they got to look at this thing and said, yeah, that's what we want.
My first impression, just looking at it now, as you just showed it to me, it looks like Muhammad Ali at the end of his life.
The
All
feedback
bloated.
I got from the committee and also the majority, actually all of the attendees that came to the unveiling, was greatly positive. I didn't have direct contact with the King Estate, but from what I heard, they were very happy with the representation of the sculpture of Dr. King.
His head was too big. His arm was too big. It looked really, like a caricature of Dr. King and didn't really look anything like him.
I didn't have direct contact with the King Estate, but from what I heard, they were very happy with the representation of the sculpture of Dr. King.
Maybe it just didn't come out the way everybody had hoped it would. I hear what you're saying. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it at this point because it was a very big investment.
Yeah, do it over. It just isn't good enough for a permanent, lifelong representation of someone that is just so important to our history.
Yeah. So we've got another statue issue on our hand in Florida. Apparently, people in Florida can't do statues.
You want to see a really good statue that looks like the person it was intended to, go up to the Dick Trickle Memorial in Rudolph outside of Wisconsin Rapids. The guy who did that in Milwaukee did a phenomenal job on that. It looks just like Dick Trickle.
Well, you look at, outside of Lambeau.
Yeah.
Plenty of them there.
Yeah, the guy who did the Lombardi statue.
So I don't know what's going on with these other statues, but yeah, that Dr. King statue doesn't look right.
That's not him at all.
It looks off. It looks off.
Horrible.
A day after claiming a $167.3 million Powerball jackpot, James Farthing was in the lobby of a bar at a Florida resort, hashtag Florida again.
Here we go.
Bragging about his financial windfall, saying, "I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire." He was wearing only a pair of shorts and sneakers, lots of tattoos, apparently not pleased when another patron of the bar challenged his story. Kevin Rushing, 48-year-old man from Idaho, said, quote, he was claiming all these lottery winnings. Rushing, who was vacationing at the Tradewinds Resort in St. Pete Beach, said he told Farthing he was delusional. Then apparently a melee ensued, resulted in felony and misdemeanor charges being filed against Farthing, a career criminal / ex-con, who is now one of the Bluegrass State's wealthiest men after winning the Powerball jackpot. The incident, of course, captured on police body cam. With an open records request, we found that Farthing, the guy who won the Powerball jackpot, one day after, got into a scrum with this guy at the bar at a Florida resort and then got his ass tased.
Put your hands behind your back right now. Against the wall. Who else? I have one on the ground there. He kicked me in the face. He's going. All right, you okay? Sorry, bro. Save your sorries for later.
Save your sorries for later. That cop's not having it. Officers called to the resort's response to unruly behavior of Farthing and his girlfriend. Ride or die, baby. Ride or die. When your man has got $167 million waiting for you, you're sticking by us. You're doing everything you can to get some of that money.
Yep.
The guy with the tats was basically trying to fight everybody in the bar, said the deputy. This guy came in acting like an a-hole, saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. Farthing apparently got into it with this other guy, punched him in the face. The men were grappling on the floor when the deputies showed up. This guy tried to run off. One of the deputies grabbed him. He got kicked in the face, and then they tased his ass.
Don't tase me, bro.
Going to be a little lighter in the wallet after all these court cases.
No, you've been tased. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Is it true that you lose bodily function?
That's a rumor, and I did not.
You went and took care of that before you got tased.
I told him
right?
before. I said no. I said to him, I am terrified, not of the pain, but of the possibility that I might pee or poop myself. And the guy, the cop who did it, assured me that it was very unlikely, and that I would have to be in a certain state, usually an altered state, in order for that to be a possibility.
Oh, okay. Well, you weren't altered. That was a class you were taking.
I was good. Yeah. I was good. Last year, Scott Hazlitt, who was the assistant principal at the time, another hashtag Florida man.
Oh, here we go.
Was credited for helping save a student's life. This is 1 year ago.
Uh-oh.
However, over the weekend, he was arrested for driving under the influence.
Was that all?
Temple Terrace police said early Saturday morning they were conducting speed checks when they caught Hazlitt driving 15 miles an hour over the speed limit. Not too bad, but still enough to get pulled over. An officer noted signs of impairment while conducting a field sobriety test to determine that this guy was driving drunk. When they searched his car, they also found some cocaine in there.
Oh, no.
Drinking in the boys' room. Snorting in the boys' room. Principal says, to hell with the rules. He couldn't quit his vices in time for the first day of school.
A woman who was the co-founder of the Mothers Against Drunk Driving down there in Hillsborough County, Florida, feels like this guy put lives at risk. Thank God the Temple Terrace police officers stopped him, saved him from killing someone or killing himself. She said, we all have choices. He made a really, really bad choice. This guy probably not going to have his job anymore after he got arrested for drunk driving and possession of cocaine. Yep.
So the good guy is now the bad guy.
High school principal in Tampa in the news last year after he helped save a student's life. Now he's back in the news for all the wrong reasons.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yep. Last but not least, bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Doc.
Morning.
No Jean.
No Jean.
She's in Madison, so it's just me and you talking about orgasms.
Oh.
Your favorite subject.
I love it.
Doctors in China say they are baffled over the case of a young woman who experiences uncontrolled orgasms multiple times per day, leaving the 20-year-old in a perpetual state of arousal. The sexual arousal symptoms are characterized by recurrent and spontaneous orgasmic experiences, said one of the doctors at a hospital in Beijing.
What does she need a man for?
I don't know. I don't think she wants this, though. For 5 years.
Okay.
5 years.
5 years?
The unnamed 20-year-old has experienced the sexual stimulation, leading experts to think that she suffered from persistent genital arousal disorder, PGAD.
Gonna have to come from the back.
I guess. Yeah.
While this affliction might sound like it's fun, constant pleasure can be quite a pain, causing significant impairment in physiological well-being and daily functioning. But yeah, think how difficult it would be to get anything done.
Well, like daily moaning.
Every time you turn around a corner and the right breeze hits you, you're like, oh.
I didn't come first, so.
Sorry, Drew.
Oh, damn, Drew.
Certainly the case with the patient reportedly experienced immense distress, unable to attend school or work or maintain relationships. Unfortunately, getting diagnosed with PGAD was a long time coming.
You should just stop letting him come around you.
Symptoms first rearing their head when she was just 14, initially manifesting as electric sensation in her abdomen, accompanied by pelvic contractions resembling orgasms. By the time she finally reported it to the hospital, her condition had snowballed to the point she could barely explain her symptoms without getting interrupted by an orgasm.
That would be cool for about a day.
Doctors eventually diagnosing the patient after a rigorous battery of tests. They diagnosed her with PGAD and a regimen of antipsychotic drugs that help mitigate both her big moments and delusions.
Question here, PGAD. Now, is this something they just made up, or is this documented somewhere else?
It obviously already exists.
Okay.
This PGAD, which again is called persistent genital arousal disorder. Gave her some treatment, some meds. After several weeks, the patient's condition improved to the point she could go back to work and have a social life.
There are places in Wisconsin where nobody comes.
He's even that's the old mayor, isn't it?
Yes, it is. PGAD, flying under the radar, first formally described in 2001. This illness affects projected 1% of the women in the U.S., but remains underdiagnosed, they say.
Wow. I wonder if we know anybody like that.
Maybe. Maybe not. Possible causes include everything from nerves, blood flow, antidepressant medications such as selective serotonin, inhibitors. PGAD, no surefire cure as of yet.
Wow.
But yeah, this woman in China, multiple orgasms throughout the day. Without having sex, just like walking around.
Be happy and pissed off because it happened all at the same time.
He starts to come and then he pulls out and he's...
Thanks, Troy. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Tosh. I would not want that. As a guy, I don't want to be walking around like that.
That'd be messy.
I just, eventually eventually that gun runs out of bullets, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Dust.
That would not be good.
It's like a dry cough.
Yeah. No thanks. That sounds awful. I got to be honest. I know that, make fun and joke around or whatever, but like in reality, having something like that, I'll take the psoriasis, please, over that. No, thank you. Don't want that. It's bad news with happy music, and our daily check-ins are coming up after Slipknot.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website to find all of our contact info. You can also listen to the program live on the website. Check out the daily podcast. Give it a like and subscribe. You can also download the free 95.7 The Rock app or the free 92.9 The X app, and you can submit voicemails, images, and videos right there through the app. Always good to hear from you guys. Got a bunch of text messages this morning. Started bright and early with Chad and Tom. Chad wanted to hear some Sammy Hagar. Did not get around to that. Sorry, Chad.
Sorry, Chad.
Tom wanted to hear some Water's Edge from 7 Mary 3. We did that. Thank you, Tom. John said, good morning, all. I'm coming off call today, so I'm looking forward to having nothing but a good time. That would be awesome to hear. And we did that for you.
Yep.
Enjoy your days off. Speaking of being on call, Dean texted in, said, years ago I had a job where I was on call in the winter. It was the only time my liver would get a break. He said it is for plowing snow. It wasn't all the time. Have a great day and a weekend. Love listening to you guys every morning. Thanks, Dean.
On call is also known as Liver Appreciation Day.
Got a text from Brandon. Said he was back at it again. First hour into his 12-hour shift. That is in the excavator. Sent in another photo. Wanted to hear some Kickstart My Heart. Did that. You're welcome. We were talking about the car wash down in Florida. Yeah. Rising Tide hires people with autism.
That is so cool.
Got a text from Chris who said Rising Tide sounds like it would be an excellent rock band name. There might already be a band out there called Rising Tide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rising Tide.
T-Stet texted in and said, I can't believe you guys forgot to have Bloodies this morning. I hope you all have a good weekend.
No, Bloodies are being saved for the Tuesday. For those of you who don't know, Oktoberfest race weekend is after the actual Oktoberfest celebration here in La Crosse, and I usually come in the Tuesday before the races, and I bring Bloodies in for Brian and Gene, and we talk all Oktoberfest races.
And we usually have some passes
as well. We usually have some passes. So
also,
I got to talk to Austin about
trivia.
that.
Got to get some trivia going.
Yes. Oh, I've been working on that already.
All right. And last but not least, we got a text from Shorty, hashtag Florida Man, said, good job, Doc.
Speaking of, thanks to Bonnie Joe for popping up and saying hi. Diker for just being you, and Kevin the Hype Man, who wants to thank Brian for granting Doc's Make-A-Wish. You're a true gentleman, Brian.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in, Doc.
Hey, thanks for having me. I had a blast. I love coming in here, and if everything goes to plan, the next time you see me in here will be October.
All right. Doc in the studio this morning. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.